this again, I should see the stop button. Okay. So recording. All right, let's start with the front end. So here's the very basic app. I init a new React app, right? And here's the basic structure. And if you run it, you should see, oh shit. You should check your code first. Check your app first to see if it's work. NVM slash. Alright, we actually see hello world. So if you pay attention here to this detail, I actually run it on HTTPS. Okay. And if you wonder how, here's how. Go to your packet location. Add for Mac user, add this part. Okay, for Mac user. For Windows user, you will do this. Set. Set. And then this is for Windows. I guess. Try it. This for Mac. Okay. And then you can do run npm start. Got that? So now I'm gonna create this basic structure that's gonna like be in every app. So I'm gonna have an navbar here. I'm gonna say header because
your connection is not private, is correct?
Yeah. Just proceed. And down here I'm gonna have the content. So I'm gonna have the content down here, which is the route, right? So I'm gonna say switch. Before you use switch, you need to import it. And switch and route as well. I'm going to use route in here from React Router DOM. You have to install this library first, React Router DOM. I already have it, so I don't have to run. And to use router, you have to wrap the whole app component with browser router, and go to index, import browser router from React Router DOM. You may import it, it's like this, it's okay, same thing. There's no difference. And you wrap your app with that component. Oh. Nothing new. Then close the shit, we're not gonna use it. And here, so I'm gonna create a couple of routes. First one is gonna be root route, and root route has to be exact. Component, I'm gonna say home and home create home page, create folder, and I'm gonna call it views. You can call it pages. I'm gonna call it views. Inside view, create a file called home.js. So right now, don't run your app. There's so many errors. Don't just don't run your app yet. Okay, in home, I'm gonna create for example, this is home. Okay, and let's say another one for login page, for example, not login, home page. And for login page, I'm gonna call it for now just login page. And what else? Member page, for example. This route require user authentication. Okay. Home page doesn't require any authentication, and you only see login page when you're not logged in. If you're already logged in, you should not see this page. Okay. So right now we create very basic views or page. This is member page. Save. Okay, in here we are gonna import them all. Import homepage from views homepage. Okay, what the hell?
Business rules. Oh.
Import login page from views and login page. I'm gonna copy and paste. This one is gonna be member page. Right. So now we're gonna render them member page, login page, and this is gonna be member. This one's gonna be login. Exact component. Home page. All right, remove this hello world. Okay. So we need to define header as well. And headers is a component, it's not a view. So I'm gonna import header from, let's say, component and header. Create a folder for components. In here, create a header component RFC. And I'm not gonna use Bootstrap, so crazy. Let's style it. Equal and display flags. Justify content. Space around. So I'm gonna have a couple of links here. First one, link. Let's say homepage. Okay, and second one is gonna be member page. The third one is gonna be either login or logout. Okay, first let's import link. Import link from React Router. Right, all of that. So for link to home, you use this syntax to equal this, right? And to link to member, to equal member, to login. Right, so here's a for logout, we don't actually link to anything, just make it on-click function. Okay, but not now. So we want to either show login or logout. So we need a condition here. So I'm gonna pass user in here. Let's say drops. Drop here we have a user object. In here you have to pass props. User will be user from this component, the application, the app component, and we have to use const user, set user, use state. By default it's going to be no. Okay, you pass user to the header of the component. Inside the header component, you're gonna call it if there is user. We're gonna show not here, sorry, down here. If there user, if not user, we show login. If there user, we show logout. Right? Make sense? Question mark else logout. All right. So I don't use Bootstrap at all. Now let's test it. I think we're gonna have some trouble though. Not sure. Test it. All right. D is not defined. What the hell is D? Like 10 login page. Ah, shit. Right. No error. So now we can test. So this is my page. If you type exactly what I type, you should see the exact same thing, right? Else you should see different layout.
I still have the privacy error.
Yeah, I don't know why you see it, but go down, click proceed.
Okay.
You should not see it the second time though. I don't know why. Go to home, go to member, yes. Go to login page, yes. So everything worked, right? So our router worked. Next step, we want the user to be able to log in. So login here is very simple. We can create this one is an anchor tag, and then when user click on this anchor tag, it's gonna take the user to our backend, right? Redirect user to backend. So we can do this. Just click here, a tag, and href equal to not yet. So just put here. Right. So we need a link here. You can hard code it, but you should not hard code too many things. Let's say I want to create a in Viva React app. So for React, you need this prefix, right? You need this prefix for React app. And here I'm gonna say server HTTPS. You don't want to you hard code in your code, because if you hard code it and when you deploy it, it takes a long time, a very long time to change all the URL. So let's use in Viva, and I'm gonna call it localhost 5000, and that's it. Be careful with the last slash here, the forward slash here at the end. I don't want to use it. I remove. Here I'm gonna say href. Can you use it like this or just this? I don't know. Oh, you cannot use it like so. Right here, process.env $ first. Sorry. Process.env.
Why not just a bracket and then process the
Yeah. So then you have to use plus. Oh yeah. Okay. Process.env React app and server, and then I slash outside. What should be auth login page and login with Facebook, for example. No, just Google. I don't know if Facebook is fixed yet. So login with Google. And here we pass in the string to Google, right? Save. And you have to restart your server because you define a new variable. Nice. So, but you need to start your backend server as well. Here's my backend server. Start npm run dev. Cool. Everything is done. Nice. HTTPS. Be careful with S and no S here. So from now on, we will use HTTPS. Okay. Let's test it. I'm gonna say login and login with Google. All right. So I actually log in and I have the token here, right? Cool. So now next step, we need to handle this token. Okay, handle this token. If you pay attention, the route that we return is a home route, the root route, and the root route actually the parent of the root route is the app here. Okay, and the app is also the parent of the member and the login. So I'm gonna put the logic to control the user in the app. So I'm gonna say let's make a function const, or you can use function, I don't know, function check user. Okay, this function is gonna listen to the the whole component here, the whole URL, and it will take a we look at the query or the window location.href, and it will try to handle the string. It try to handle the string here and try to get the token out of this URL. So it's going to be const URL token. So we will have two tokens. URL token is going to be window.location.href.split. I'm going to split it with the string here, the token. Okay. And I'm going to take the second element, because when you split you have two elements, the one on the left and the one on the right of this string. Okay, so you're going to have a localhost 3000 and the token. Okay, so for in some case, I'm not so sure, but in some case you will have a special keyword here, something special here, and you don't actually want that. I remember I had problem here because in your token you will have some special string at the end, and actually it's normal. Sometimes it happens, and that's why you have to like remove that as well. And for now we don't have it. If in the filter you see it, you should remove it. Okay, so if there's this element, we're gonna use it.
It's a window location extra. It takes the URL.
Yeah, I will show you right after this. Okay. The code here looks really dumb, but in the future, if you have some string after the token, you can have more. For example, you can split again, and you can either split whatever you want. For example, and something else. Blah 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 here, and you get the first one. Get the first one. We see the token, but right now I don't have any string behind that at the end here, so that's why I use the same value. Okay, I keep that simple. If we have token, we use token. If we don't have token, it will be null. This one will be null, and that's done for that. So answer green questions. What is Windows? If you open your console here, you can say console.log Windows. So here's the window object. There's a bunch of things here. It's a class, and inside here it's kind of window is something belongs to the browser. It belongs to the browser. It really belongs to the browser. And if you want to do window.location, so window.location. So here's the location object inside the window. It has a bunch of properties, and the href here is the whole URL on your address bar. Okay. Oh, it's also have search here. All right, whatever. I'm gonna use href. Is that okay? Yeah.
Everybody's window location is different, or is it?
Should be the same. Should be what is here. Like browser, they try to have a very standard. So if I'm going to open Chrome and I type the same thing, I expect to see the same thing. Not really the same, but kind of similar. I'm going to do window.location. Right? Okay. Right, let's move on. So now now if you can select token, URL token here, I refresh the page. Oh yes, we haven't called the function yet, so let's call it inside use effect. Right? U is fact only run is will be called after the component is mounted, right? What the hell is it? So I'm gonna call check user here. Save. Open your console and you see the token right here. So we got a token. Now we're gonna send a GET request to our backend side to this route. I'm gonna start this one first. Ooh, nice. Shit, I have a bunch of tokens here. Oh. So let's open our code editor in this project, the backend project. And I'm gonna show you we are gonna call this route, the endpoint. Auth router, user router. We're gonna call this one me. And it's gonna be get request and read profile. And this is very simple, just one line. This route is gonna return the user object, the current user. I'm gonna say the current user. The current user represents for the owner of the token, right? So we call it current user. This route is gonna return the current user. Why do we need that? Why do we need the current user information? So the front end will know who is using the app, who is currently using the app, right? So let's go. The endpoint is going to be like this: users and me / me, right? So go back to your front end. After we got a token, okay. There's another case here, but I will show you later, right? You can do no. Let's do it right now. No. So after this one, we can store the token inside our local storage, like how we did before. Okay, we can store it. So it's not here every time. The token will not be here every time we visit the page, right? Sometimes we need to store the token inside somewhere in the browser. It could be the session storage here, session storage, or local storage, or even cookies. Session storage means like if you open a new tab, it will be a new session. So that means you cannot share the value between the tabs. For example, here, if I have a session storage, I'm gonna say and some bullshit here. Hello. Okay. If I move to another page, another route, it's still there. But if I use the same URL here and open a new tab, there will be no quire in the session storage. That means these are different sessions. So it cannot be shared between sessions. So you're gonna use, it depends on how secure your app is, but normally I would want to use in cookies or local storage. But local storage is easier to use. So we are gonna use token here like this, okay? And in the code, we can have const token. Let's call token here too. Local token equal to window. No, not window. Local storage. Get item, and we want to get the key token. That's it. So we can either choose one of these two to use as a token. So it could be local token or URL token. We're gonna check the local token first. Local token or URL token. So if we have local token, we're gonna use it to call API. If we don't have it, we're gonna use the URL token to call API. If we don't have both, then we don't call API. If no token, just return for now. And if we have token, we're gonna call a await, fetch something. To use await, we need async, and we're gonna fetch process.env.server plus. So here's a string users me. Okay, we're gonna call this API in order to get the user information, and then we will set user Okay, so here the object, we want to send this request with a authorization key or token key. So we need to attach the key to our headers. The second argument for fetch is the options. Inside the option we can have header keys, and header is gonna take a authorization. And this is how we define on the front end, on the backend side. So bearer space, we're gonna pass token in here. Okay. Now let's call it. Yeah. So let's console log it. Now we have to listen to response first. Const body equal to response.json. We get the body from the response, and I'm gonna console log it.
Do you have the dot server in India already?
Yeah. We use it here. Oh, React app. Shit. Sorry, forgot. This is React. React app server, and then you plus user me. Okay. Now I'm going to console log a body for you. Console log body. Okay. And let's test it. I'm going to log in with Google. It's going to use this. It was using this token to log in, and that actually worked. How do I know it's worked? Look at the console log. Oh, it's a promise. Sorry. We need to await here for await. Yep. Again, log in again. Let's delete the storage here. Delete the token. Okay. So we are going to use the token from the URL to log in to check the user. Log in with Google. You're gonna have a token up here, and then our front end will call an API with this token to get the user object. Yeah, it's here. Here, right? Cool. So this is the user object that we want to set to state here, the user state. So let's say if response if body dot body dot what body dot status is okay, we're gonna say body dot status okay. We're gonna save the user object to our state here, set user, and then it's gonna be body dot I don't know dot data. Sorry, it looks so different compared to the Chrome. So body.data, and we're gonna set state the whole object here. That means we have all the tokens as well, and sometimes we don't want that, but let's go with it. Body.data, and then we need to store the token. So we know we know for sure that the token works, right? The token is correct. Now we're gonna save it to our local storage. So for that, so we can use the next time we visit the page, we can reuse it. So local storage dot set, and here's the key.
Every time you clear the cookies of the browser, you have to log in.
Yeah, same thing. So here the value that we want to save, that's gonna be token. Okay. And if body status is not okay, what does it mean? Else. It means the token here is wrong, and we cannot use a token to get the user information. So we need to remove the token from the local storage here, because token is wrong. So we have to remove it. Local storage, remove token. To remove item or remove token? Remove item, I think. Remove item. Token. Right, so let's test it. I'm gonna use a fake fail blah blah of local success in our function. Set item, shit. set.
the fetch has been blocked by core policy.
Oh yes, I was going to say that, but don't worry. I'll take a look at this. Take a look at this. So if I try to, like, a user try to modify the token, take a look here, local storage token. If I try to say something bullshit here, I save it and I refresh the page. I'm gonna remove the token as well. So token is gone, right? Because the token, we cannot use that token to validate the user on the backend side. And then the response is not okay. It was something else. Let's see, what was it? See, this one, it's failed. And when it failed, we're gonna remove the token. Okay, and the next time the user login, there will be no token anymore, token in the local storage anymore. So that's why it's gonna check the URL, the token from the URL, and it's gonna store here the new token, which is the correct token. Cool.
So we only keep the token for one session.
No,
Like next time the user would come back, he would need to log in again.
no. If you use session storage, we do have to log in again. But if you use local storage, it's there. So now I'm gonna close this one, and you can see right away.
Session storage is like deleted after.
Yeah, after it's only survive inside the session, which is a tab or just a tab. If you close a tab or open a new tab, it's gone. Okay, so I'm gonna close the session here and open a new tab, and I open the same round. And guess what? Oh shit, I still have in local storage, right? But if you do it in session, it's gone. I showed you before. Open a new tab here. If you store in session no storage, if you open a new tab, it's gone. But if we put it in local storage, it's there for like 30 days, maybe. I think 30 days. So that's the difference between local storage and session storage. And it's actually depend on how secure your app is. You want to put it in session or local? Okay.
So in like cases of like financing where I just want to log in and see how much money I have in my bank account.
So for bank, they kind of store in cookies or session storage,
Yeah.
and they also check the JWT, which is the JSON Web Token.
Yeah.
It's only survived like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So that for bank security is very hard. All right, next step. So I'm gonna render the user information on the navbar here, on the header here, so that you will know that we are actually logged in.
What about core?
Huh?
Core.
Oh yeah, course. Course. Open your backend. Go to app.js. You need to do install course and import it like this. I had it in the lab yesterday, but we didn't actually touch the front end, so I didn't import it on the demo. In the demo,
Like npm
npm install course. So here's the package name, course. Import it and use it.
So what does it do? It like protect you from being blocked?
Yeah, by default, the browser doesn't allow the cross-origin calling, basically sharing, resource sharing. And what does it mean? Origin sometimes, usually it means the domain. Do you know domain? Domain, yeah, domain name. For example, localhost 2000 is a domain name. Google.com is also a domain name. So you cannot, by default, you cannot call from this domain to another API in another domain.
Like localhost cannot call to Google.
Kind of, yes. But if Google doesn't allow it, you cannot call it. If Google allow it, you can call it. So basically, for public API, they usually allow cross-origin resource sharing.
And why did I get blocked?
I mean, public API, but by default they block it. So you have to enable it. So you have to enable cross-origin sharing. That's why we have to enable calls. And if you enable calls, stop the server, run again, and you should see the API. Okay.
2 seconds on this side.
Yeah. And here, to be more precise, we should set user to node. Okay. To be more secure, a little bit secure. We know that something is wrong, so we set the user to no, even though it's no before or maybe not no. We are not sure yet. So we set it back to no. And yeah, basically it, I think. All right, next step. I'm gonna show the user on the navbar on the header. So it's very simple. Let's say link again. Link our profile or link, yeah, link to. Let's go to the home page again. It depends on your what you want to do here. I just want to show a text with a name here, so I'm gonna say go to home, please. Right, and I'm gonna say props dot user, yes, and then we dot name console prop dot user dot name. All right. Prop.user.name. So data will become user, and we do prop.user.name to get a name and put it here. A name. So we have to check first if we have user yet. Okay. If we don't have the name, username, we're gonna show yes. Guess. So if you save it, refresh. Okay. So you actually see the name here, the username here, right? But you see a little warning, unexpected mix of N and R. Right, cool. So we fix that by having a bracket here. So we try to group this one into one block, and this is another block. The arrow will be gone. Yes, it's gone. The warning is gone. We still have this warning because the link here, I actually didn't link it to anything. And React warned me, you need to use prop 2 because it's required in this component. So for logout, we don't actually use link. We can use a span here, span. Let's see what happened. All right. So now we need to make this one a on-click function. We want to click this to log out. Okay. Click this, log out. So how do I do that? How do I log out? How do we log out on the back end? Do you have an endpoint for that? You don't? In your backend application, do you have an endpoint, an API endpoint for that? I think you should have. It's in the required user story. So I will show you here. From auth controller. It depends. Just log out. Right, I have both. So if you want to log out, you have to call the endpoint, right? On the front end, you have to call the endpoint, as well as you have to listen to response here. If the status is 204, you're gonna clear the token as well as the user. Okay. Actually, logout is very simple, and we need to call this for endpoint. And this endpoint is inside my auth router. So you do /auth and then /logout. You have to call an API. You may ask why don't we just clear the token? Well, you can either just clear the token on the front end, but it's not secure. The token is still inside your database, right? If the user or the people no, I don't know how, but they for some reason they have your token, and you don't clear the token in your database, they're gonna use that token and access your account. You don't want that. You want to, when you log out, you have to clear the token as well.
Paste that on the URL and I can log in.
Yeah, so that's why we need to prevent such thing. And just simple on click here equal. For example, say logout, props logout. So why don't I put this logout function here? Why do I have to pass it into this component and use it? Why? You don't have to just do logout here. You have to wait to do it. You can have the function logout in your app, or the function logout to be just here, because this is the only place we use to logout. We can click logout, right?
Could you click it and be redirected to the auth logout so the backend will be correct?
No, we don't redirect. We don't redirect. So if you redirect on the backend side, let's take a look at your backend. If you redirect, what's gonna happen next after you log out? Where is it? Take a look at the response here.
Oh, it will not redirect you to the main page.
Yeah, it's not gonna redirect you to the front end. So you are stuck on the back end forever.
You redirect to the front end here?
No, not redirect, nothing. So when we click log out, we have to send an API call, and we have to listen to the response. If it's successfully logged out, means true or false here. Then we remove the token as well as the user object. If the response is somehow for 1 or 500, we can just ignore it and say something like cannot log out at the moment. Okay. Go to the front end, on click. Let's define this function logout right here. So on click logout, and let's define it, function logout. We are gonna call an API, async, and it's gonna be a const response equal await fetch. Same thing, process dot env dot react server. Okay, plus. Sometimes I use plus, sometimes I use a string, string with $sign. It's okay. You can do it anyway, both way. And auth/logout. Okay. We also have to send a header, a token. So headers, authorization, and same thing, where space $sign token. Oh, so now we don't know where to get the token, right? We haven't passed the token to this component. But as I said, you have a couple of ways to pass props. You can call directly from the local storage. It's here. It's already here in your local storage, so you don't have to pass token around, right?
So if you somehow user knows the URL or the logout, can they just log out but copy paste it on the URL?
Yes.
And then they stuck at the back end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna stuck on the back end. We all use Postman for that, right?
Move the mouse.
Move the mouse. Okay. Move the mouse. Okay. And then we have to listen to the response here, because body equal to async. Actually, we don't really have to. We can do just this. If res.status equal 204. 204 is from here, right? 204 is here. If status equal 204, that means on the backend side we successfully logged out. So we can set. We don't have set user yet, but let's call it set user, and this one's going to be no. It's going to be props set user, and as well as we have to clear the token inside the local storage. Okay, so now I use prop.setUser, and we don't have this method. We have to pass it from the app. Okay, pass it from the app here. Set user equal to set user. Save. Let's see if we can log out. Oh, there should be else here. Else. If we can something wrong in the backend and we cannot log out, we can say alert. Alert cannot log out at the moment. Whatever. Save. Yeah. But anyway, you should use try and catch every time you call an API. You should use try catch. So for this demo, I don't use it. It's okay. Okay, try and catch. I'm currently logged in, right? Now I want to log out. Click. It's gone. So user is gone. So it becomes guest. And if you take a look at your storage, local storage, you don't have the key token anymore. That's cool. Which means we successfully log out. All right. So I'm gonna test another case here. I'm gonna log in again. Log in with Google, and we know for sure the token is correct, right? So I'm gonna copy this token. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna reuse it later. So now I'm gonna log out, and I'm gonna cheat here. The token is still here, even though I log out, right? Token is still here. So if I refresh the page with this token, should I be logged in? If I hit enter now, if I hit, yeah, I did. Take a look. If I hit enter here, what happened? It's gonna say same thing. You're gonna see the same thing here. Nothing different, and you don't even see the token in the local storage. And you will see a fail request here. I'm gonna say a fail request. Let's see. You're gonna see a fail request. See? Nothing changed. You are not logged in, and you see a fail request because you cannot use that token to log in.
This is already on the backside.
Yeah. Yes. So that's why we have to clear the token on the back end. Alright, what's next? Oh, protected route. So now I have the user object, right? Whenever I click this member, I want to see all the information, my information, the current user information. And if the user is not logged in, he cannot click on this route, or he cannot do this at all. So you have both ways. Cannot click. The first rule is cannot click because it's not here. Can you click? Or it's still there, but it requires you to log in. And the second case, if you have the URL and you paste it here, it will still doesn't work. It will ask you to log in. So we have to revamp the button and revamp the URL. So we're gonna use protected route. If you take a look at the router, React, router, doc, right here. I love it doc. It has everything. Protected route. Oh shit, where is it? It has everything, but you go to route and you have something called shit. uh, uh, it has everything, but protected ground. Oh, I think I remember something here. Shit. Whatever, we can define our own one. Our own. I'm gonna close it. Shit.
Is it preventing?
No, not this. What the hell is this? It's not this. Whatever, I'm gonna create my own one. Let's not copy and paste. Stop copying. Alright, first we have to create our custom higher order component. So create inside app here, right? Not app. I'm gonna call this one private route or protected route or auth route, anything that makes sense to you. So I'm gonna call auth route. Easier to call auth route, and then you RFC. Okay. So the auth route here, we are done with that. So I'm gonna close this. We're gonna have props. Right? This route is gonna have props. And here's how I remember I did this one time in React.
You struggle with that.
Oh yes, yeah, I had a problem.
We did a 3 lectures for that one.
What, really? No.
Not talking, and then no, the protected route.
Oh, yeah.
And you Paul had to do that, and then Charles had to kind of like talk about it.
Oh.
It was fun.
Right, so let's do it again without looking at anything.
Slowly.
Yeah, alright. Not here, sorry. In app. Inside app. Shit. Yeah, inside app. So we want to protect this route, right? We want to protect this route. So I'm gonna call this custom route. And it's gonna be it's not route anymore. We have to import it first. Sorry, import auth route from components and auth route. Okay, it's a component, so we can do it like this. Auth route. We pass everything the same thing to this, and the component here, yes, so we want to protect this. We pass everything. I'm gonna save as well as the user. Sorry, we need to pass one more object, user, in order to check the authentication inside our auth route here. So we pass in user as well. Okay, so here the props, we will have path, we will have user, we will have exact, we will have components. So these properties will become props of this auth route component, right? So you can do either props here, or you can destructure it right here. So we will have something called we make a copy of all the props, okay? And I want to create a new properties, and that's property I'm gonna component, a new component, a child component. And here's how you define it. It will have the value of component. What the hell is this component? It's here. It's the same key here. This component means this one. And this is the new properties that we create with the same value as this. The reason why we have to make a new properties with a capital C, I will show you later. This slide. Okay. It's very hard to see. I'm gonna drag it down here. Right. So we're gonna return route, import route, and redirect from React route to DOM. So we return a route. with the same. This route gonna have every props that belong to that we pass here. It will have all the props that we pass here. Okay. So it's gonna be like this.
Plus the view couple.
I think we have to check first. Return. We have to check if props dot user. If they are user, we return this route. If there's no user, we return another route. We redirect. Okay. And redirect we can specify to where, to here, to login. Sorry. Okay. Question mark. This. What's wrong with this? Oh yes. Sorry. Okay. So now we need to pass on the props as well. Props. As well as we want to render equal function component. That's why this is the reason why I use capital C. I define new props with capital C. What's wrong with this? Oh, I have to close. Okay. It looks so weird. I'm gonna say question mark and then this component or this component. Okay, make more sense. So we either use this route component or this component. If there is user, we show this component. If there's no user, we show this component. And this component is gonna redirect us to the login route. All right.
So we pass the props 2 times, or?
I think we don't pass it here. Pass it here. Okay. Sorry.
So we pass the compact to author and then author to complement.
Yep. Wait. Something is wrong here. Let's say I think we still have this. Okay, let's see what happens if we have both. Not sure yet. Let's test. All right. If the user, we should see the member. If there is no user, we should go to login. Cool. Test it. Not here. Component is not defined, so this is the wrong way. I think the other way. C here and C here. It's the opposite. I don't know why they do it like that. Like normally, what you want to define should be on the left, right?
Yeah.
But for JavaScript, inside here, everything, if you want to define it in one line, it has to be on the right side. And this one's, I think it's React. I don't know, not really. I hardly use this one, but it's in the doc.
Wait, can you say that again?
I'm gonna do it like this. You can do it like this. Props. All of this is gonna be props, right? Okay. And props dot component cons component equal to props a component. So it's equivalent of this. The whole thing there is an equivalent of this, and yep, that's it. But somehow in the documentation, you will see them use this way. Basically, they create a new properties inside the props here, a new property inside the props, and that properties is the capital C. It has the value of the component here. This one is what we pass in right here. Oh, right. Well, that's how.
But that's for the small.
Yeah, the small c. That's why I mean
So
it's
that's
a value.
what you want to move.
No, no, it's this way. This way is correct.
Sorry.
That's how we have to do it.
And where's the
I think in the up row, like we don't use the component, but in the up row we use the render route. Can we still pass the component in the same way?
Now we use render in order to pass props. If we don't use render, we cannot pass prop into this component.
No, not in the rows, but in the app, yes. Off row.
Out row.
Yeah.
You want to use
instead of using component, then we use render. It is still the same.
Not really. It's not really. It's not really.
You
Render.
pass what you want to pass in the member page.
Let me see. There will be scope problem. There will be scope problem.
So we have to use the component.
Yeah, it's better to use this way. Yeah, there will be scope problem. And scope in JavaScript is very hard compared to other languages. You remember this, that's scope. All of this. I log in with Google. Okay, if you now you can see member page, right? If I log out and I click member, no, I cannot. So that works. So now I want to, instead of when I log in, when I click member, wait, I cannot click login. What the hell? Oh, shit. Sorry. Alright, I'm logged in. I don't want to see this in member page. I want to see all the information of users, right? So let's change it. This is qua page, for example. This is qua props.user.name, and you have to pass props or guess, sorry. Actually, you should not see guess, so, but use guess there, just for in case. Alright, props user, you have to check if there's props user, and then okay, there's a new syntax for JavaScript, the new JavaScript, new Node.js. You don't have to use any like this. There's a check. For example, you cannot use yet. I don't know. In Node.js 14, you can do something like this: props user question mark, not question mark, user, then dot name. Woo! It means like it's replace the whole thing here. It's gonna check is there a user in the props. If yes, you can dot again. You can dot name. Is there a name in the user? Yes, you can dot more. So basically, a new syntax for that. In Node.js, in Node 14, version 14. Right, save it. Test. Refresh. I'm still logged in. I should still be logged in. Ooh, I should still be logged in, right? As you can see, I see the logout here. This is column. Yes, we successfully passed, but for some reason we can still do this. Ooh, I don't want this. It's not good. So we can hide. We can hide this by having another protected route, and that route is you're gonna say if you can say that you can call that route as authorized route, and then you can check if the user you don't want to show that route, you want to show a different route, for example the home page, you can repeat the same thing, right? So let's do it. I'm gonna copy everything. I don't want to type it out again. And already the name is how do I name it? The component that to not showing any component that you already logged in. What's the best name for that?
Log page.
What?
It's already logged into log.
The name is I don't know. Yeah, authorized. Oh shit. That's authorized.
That's gonna get confusing pretty fast.
Authorized, not allowed. You get that? So the naming is here. It's very hard to use, really.
Wait, so the problem is that even when we already log in, but if we hit the URL login, it will still like.
In reality, I don't want to show that route if I already log in. I don't want the user to be able to see that route again,
What route?
the login route. They cannot click login, but they can still enter the URL and hit enter. It's still here, right? Even though they are already logged in. Name, see, the name is here, the logout button is here.
What's so bad about it?
I don't. For example, if you're already logged in, you don't want the user to see login page again. Never, ever.
This is the login page?
Yeah, login with Google here, right here, and the route's right here.
No login.
I want to block this one.
No.
No more login. Yes.
No more login.
So, it's very hard to name it. Let's say no more.
Okay.
All right.
No more login.
Yeah.
No more.
login, but no more login.
No more. It can be in other route though. For example, sign up. It could be sign up.
Okay.
It could be anything else.
No more.
Basically, routes that we don't want user to see after they already log in.
Hide route.
It's not really high, but that's why I said it's very hard to deploy. Basically, if
You log in, but you cannot sign up anymore.
yeah, so there's a couple of routes that you don't want the user to see or access after they already log in. So let's think. That's my homework. Right, return. If there's already a user, we want to redirect to home, for example. Else we show the component set, and then we import it in app. No more. Shit.
Where you keep everything from auth route except for the name, right?
You can copy everything exactly the same. The name here doesn't matter because you export the file already. So the name here doesn't matter. But remember this exclamation mark.
Oh.
Now you can call it, for example, login here. No more. Shit. Right. Oh well, it still works. What? Wait, hang on, let me think. If there's not user, oh, because I don't pass the user here, sorry. That's why user is undefined. Right, damn, done. Right, even though I try to access login, oh sorry, localhost 3000. See, it takes me to home because I already logged in. Cool.
Wait, so the part that I'm not really understanding is if you're already logged in, then why don't we have the option to log out already?
It's here. We are logged in.
Right, but you're unable to click it.
Yeah.
All other options you're able to click it. So, I mean, if we decide to leave where we are right now, which is logged in as you Quadam, so Quadam, you can't click log out.
No, you can't because you already logged in. Now take a look. You don't see my mouse. When I hover, you don't see the hand, right?
Yeah. No.
Because it's just text, and actually you can log out. Look, I click it.
Oh.
Ooh,
Gotcha.
I log out.
Perfect. Never mind.
Now I log in. If I go to member page, it will ask me to log in, right? It will redirect me to login page. See, now if I click login with Google,
It'll log you.
so I go back to home page, and I can, when I click member, so I see my name here, but if I try to, I'm gonna be a badass and I'm gonna say login here, it will take me to the home page because I already logged in. I should not see that route again, right? So basically that's the whole thing for frontend.
Gotcha.
You can customize more if you want, but basically that's the basic. Right, questions? I went too fast, I know.
You use the other syntax, the real syntax or no?
I copy everything. You can actually,
I thought you had
it can be anything here. It doesn't
no,
matter.
I mean the syntax for the component thing.
No, nothing different. I just put a mark, a blank here.
Okay.
The logic is reversed, right?
So if no user not logging in,
If there's no user or this one is no, right? We show the login component. If the user is not null, we redirect user. Actually, in your real project, it should be props.user or props.authenticated. It should not be user because user, for some reason, you forgot to clear the user when you log out. It should cause a problem. You should use a key, authenticate. It's in the doc because they don't have user, they use a key. But if you use user, it's okay, I think. But remember, the user object here is very important. You need to handle it carefully.
you can see your route
No, it's wrong.
on the app.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here you have to pass the user as well. Right. If you forgot to pass this, you will still see the login page. Okay. Right. Questions? No more. I mean, that's a bad name.
Move no more, go over a little bit.
What you want to see it?
Want to see it?
This one?
Yep.
Copy and paste.
Copy and paste.
Change it.
Just change this one. Add one more mark. Yeah. That's it. The name here doesn't really matter.
And you redirect to the home page.
Yep. Okay, all of that. You done.
So we just finish the front end part.
Yeah, this is front end part.
We have a break.
Oh, I forgot to log in with email and password. That's your homework. What the hell? You need a form and and for login with email and password, you need to send API request. You cannot redirect. The only time that we redirect is we want to log in with a third-party service, right? Right. And if we don't have any more questions, I'm gonna stop recording. Stop.